Out here walking a new spot I just found on the map about a week ago, and I'm walking right alongside the highway, as you can see behind me. Just spotted number 25 for the year, and it is a beast. Literally figured I'd come right up this cut and check to see if there's anything along the road that got hit. Sure enough, sweet 4-point side. Let's go. Came out here today. I actually saw a buck out here about a week ago, eating alongside the highway and shed both sides. Figured, why not, let's give it a try. This might be the biggest antler I found all year. Woo, look at that, dude. What a freaking tank. Oh my gosh, 4-point side mainframe with a kicker off the G2. Look at the mass on this joker. I don't even know what's going on here. I guess this is a hole in the horn situation. Pretty knurling. I don't know, this thing could be 2 to 3 years old, could be last year's. It's sitting right out here on the edge, but talk about a spot, dude. Number 25 for the year, halfway to the goal, and I am pumped. Walking in the backyard today on a little piece of this property that I really have never been to. It's kind of down in this little drainage, and I just spotted a nice deadhead, pretty nice one that I've actually walked by within about 60 yards 3 times this year. This could be from early this season. Oh, cool little buck. Just a big 4. The main beam is completely almost chewed through on the other side. That looks really fresh, like in the last month. Man, what a spot. Back at it again today on the same property that I found 4 in one day. A couple bucks that I was after this year. And I'm walking up into this bedding area, and I just spotted the first one of the day. Put in some good lines on the other side of this property, just no luck. Figured I'd give it one last ditch effort now that the snow's completely off the ground, and come back to where I've been seeing deer repeatedly the last 2 weeks. And here we have it, number 1 for the day. Probably my smallest of the year. And there is the other side, or a second one right there. Let's go, dude. I did not see that till just now. Little spiker here. Fresh. Wax ring's kind of gone. I'd say it dropped in the last couple days. Man, let's see what the second one is. The second one here is another small buck. Get an ATL of that. Sweet, dude, 2 and literally like 5 yards. There's number 1. Number 2, a little bit fresher. Wax ring completely intact. I would almost guarantee that these deer are brothers traveling together. Sweet. We'll take it. Number 26 and 27 in literally less than 5 yards. Same property as yesterday, back out here, 60 degrees, sun is starting to come out. And if you recall in the first video of the year, I found a sweet buck that I named Slick 10, and he was 5 on one side, 6 on the other. He would have been an 11 pointer, actually 12 early season. He had a split. Found his left side, and the same day that I found 3 other antlers. And I was like, man, I know it has to be close. I know that match has to be close. So I've been pounding this property pretty hard coming in here after the snow melted. And right behind me here, I've got his right side. Oh, let's go, dude. Right on the edge of the transition. Beautiful, beautiful buck. This is one that I put in a lot of time looking for. Oh, and I actually did not walk as close as I thought I did to it. My pin on Onyx is 30 yards that way, so understandable I did not come through this bottom. What a freaking beast. Oh, dude. Crazy mass. Wax ring is still intact. I mean, he could have came back through here and dropped it later, but you can definitely see where he would have had that big split G2, and I'm not kidding you. He had a split G2 on this side, and he had 6 on the other, or 5 on the other. I can't really remember at this point, but sweet buck in velvet, 6-year-old deer. And I got him on camera early season, probably about a mile away, and he had a point hanging down at the base of his antler, and it was actually the G2 that had split and it actually ripped the velvet down to the base. But man, talk about a freaking antler, guys. Look at that. Big 5-point side, never was much on brows. He broke that one off. If you look here closely, you can see where he broke that entire split G2 off. But man, that gets me pumped for the day, guys. I tell you what, I have put in the tightest lines of my entire life on this property, in and out of micro beds, in and out of sign. Picked up that big 6-year-old buck shed way down the property. I'm all the way at the other end of it, and I just spotted a buck that I call Beamer's right side. I know he dropped his left first, but this is his right. He is coming back from this food source to the bed, and he is a freaking giant. Look at this deer coming through this native grass. I'm telling you right now, so much sign. Oh, look at that, dude. Times down. A 4-year-old, a freaking beast. Look at the mass on this buck. I'm telling you right now, I've done some tie lines, and I said, the heck with it. I'm just going to hop on one more and get out of here, and I'm going to come back later. This is one of the deer, one of the 3 that I wanted to find an antler off of this year, guys. This is one of my 3 target bucks on these properties, and man, to have a match set off of one and 2 singles, a single off of each of the others, is insane. Let's go ahead and grab the pickup on this beast. Oh my gosh, I call them all a beast, but man, what other word would you use for that? Let's go. I'm assuming coming out of this food source, heading back to some bedding, and man, I tell you, I'd like to look at the ratio of how many antlers I found tines down this year. This is number 2 today, one that I've been waiting to pick up for a minute. Oh, dude, look at the freaking mass on this buck. A straight up 4-year-old beast. I mean, not crazy tine length, but the mass, to say the least, on this antler is insane. And I know the camera does not do this thing justice, but look at the mass. A freaking stud. Other side is completely symmetrical to this one, and the wax ring is still intact. I know this buck dropped within the last week, along with a buck I call Flash, and as well as Slick 10. And all 3 of them have been on this property like crazy, man. Look at this freaking toad, just a toad. A hole in the horn here at the end. I don't know, I'm assuming that's probably, looks like a stick is broke off inside, probably from velvet. Great mass. Look at the color. Wax ring still intact. What a freaking shed. What a freaking shed, man. I've been noticing these deer are eating on pretty much anything they can find. I mean, look right here next to me is literally a sapling with the entire 2 feet top cut off the top, or ate off the top of it. And it's been such a harsh winter. It's driving these deer from so many different areas, so many different properties. I don't even have this deer. I haven't had this deer on camera for like 4 or 5 months. Showed back up here with Slick 10 and Flash, and man, what a giant. Let's go, number 29 on the year. Oh my goodness. I just picked up Beamer's right side, about 200 yards ago. Kept putting in lines, nothing. A buck that I call the Flash, whose left side I picked up about a week ago as well, next to a 2 or 3 year old shed. I just walked up on his match right behind me on a trail that I've literally been on 3 times this year, just 30-40 yards over that way, and decided not to come through this because it was so thick. And I said, the heck with it, it's thick. I'm gonna stop being a baby, I'm gonna walk it. Here we go. Flash's right side. Let's freaking go, dude. Right on the trail. A freaking sweet 5-year-old buck. Look at the brow. He broke his brow off the other side. He's just a straight 5x5, a clean 10-pointer. But man, this is one that I wanted to find. I now have 5 of the 6 antlers off my 3 target bucks. Oh, I tell you what, this is sweet. This is a trail that I have wanted to find an antler on for about 2 years now. And man, what an antler it is. Flash's right side. Dude, I tell you what, holding a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 6-year-old shed all in the same day, and all to be target bucks, is so crazy. He has got some serious lines on here from some barbed wire, which I'm gonna assume he was rubbing on some fence post somewhere. Man, what a buck. Last year he was just a clean little 8-pointer, nothing crazy. The year before he was an 8-pointer, nothing crazy. This year he blew up into a sweet 10-pointer. This antler is actually perfect. No breaks, no chips, nothing. Wax ring is gone. This is the first fresh antler I found where the wax ring is completely gone. There's one small piece, but pretty much gone. Laying on a trail right here, coming through this stupid thick stuff, and that is sweet. What a freaking stud. I just walked up on a pretty sweet little deadhead. From what I can see, it's about maybe 5 yards in front of me. It's a buck that I had back in late December, like 3 times, and never saw him again. Not sure if coyotes got to him. You can see where the coyote's been digging around in here. Would have been a sweet buck. What a shame. Nice little 7-pointer here. Great mass on him, man. What a shame, dude. I'm definitely thinking coyotes because the whole bridge of the nose is gone. We have to get a salvage tag for this buck. I'll do a sweet little skull cap mount on him, but man, would have been probably a stud here in the next couple of years. All right, guys, back at the house, and I decided I'm going to do a quick rough score and let you guys know what some of these antlers scored here in this video. As you know, I did pick up a couple really cool matches, so some deer that I was after all year and been after for the last couple years. So I'm going to start off here with Slick 10. This is a 6-year-old buck. Beautiful frame, great tine length, great beam length as well. Great shape to him also. This set was laying about 30 yards apart, give or take, and I had pictures of this deer this year, last year, all the way back to a 3-year-old, and only have one other shed of him. Anyway, his left antler scored 62 inches. Would have definitely scored higher if it didn't break off this G3 here in the early season. Just before the rut, he broke that off. It was about 9 or 10 inches or so, just based off of trail camera pictures. And his right antler scored 63 inches. So looking at this as well, he also had a split G2. He broke off in velvet. I'll attach a little small clip here. It was probably about 4 inches or so. Would have put this deer really high up there. I mean, I no kidding. I mean, he's got beautiful tine length and great beam length. Not a whole lot of mass, like I said, but brought those 2 sheds to 125 inches flat. I went ahead and added a 16-inch credit for spread. Even though I know it's more, I talked to a couple buddies. We all kind of agreed that 16 inches was pretty fair, just to kind of get a fair estimate of what this deer would have scored. Came out with 141 inches. Monster buck, in my opinion. Would have been very happy to take this deer on any day of the week. That being said, we're going to move over to a deer I call the Flash, and I call him the Flash because ever since he was a 2-year-old, pretty much every picture I've gotten of him has been a blur. No matter the camera, no matter the location, always been a blur. Typical 10-pointer right here, 5x5, absolutely great set, great tine length, not one chip, not one chew or break on the entire set. So to say the least, a very beautiful set to have. He does have on the back of the G2 here some barbed wire, like, I don't even know, indentations we'll call them, scratches into the antler itself where it was rubbing on an old fence post. His left side scored 55 7/8. And his right side was 56 7/8. So within 1 inch, and I do believe that's going to be attributed to the little bit longer beam here. Next year, I do think he's probably going to have a point coming out of the end, which would make him potentially a 6x5, 6x6. I guess we'll have to see. Hopefully he makes it through the entire spring and summer. Beautiful buck. Ended up coming into 112 6/8 inches. Gave him a spread credit as well as 16 inches, even though I know it's probably more like 18. Brought him to 128 6/8 inches. Another outstanding deer. Would have been very happy to have any opportunity of this deer this season. Lastly, just for laughs, I decided to score the 4-point single that I picked up in this video. And I named this deer Beamer strictly because the beams are insane on this buck. Not crazy long tine length, great tine length, but not crazy long. Just have always been short, stubby, and great mass. Great beams on this buck ever since he was a 2-year-old. 8 points since 2, 3, and now 4. Ended up scoring this deer at 57 1/8 inches, believe it or not, for a 4-point. That is insane. I went ahead and doubled that because I figured he is pretty freaking symmetrical. If you look at this video I'm attaching here now, picture I'm attaching here now. He's a super symmetrical 8-pointer here. Hoping to see what he blows up into next year. Gave him a 16-inch credit. Obviously, we both know that's a little bit more. 130 2/8 inches. So, what would have scored more than Flash, not as much as Slick 10, obviously, but Beamer's right antler did score 2/8 inches longer than Flash's right antler, which I thought was pretty cool. Given a 4-point, a 5-point, the 4-point scores a little bit higher. So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap this video up. We're sitting at 30 antlers for the year. Really hope you've been enjoying the content I've been putting out. And I hope you kind of enjoyed this too. This was a fun little project for me to kind of sit here and score everything. Just a basic Boone and Crockett score sheet. Tried to get a score sheet off the North American Shed Hunters Club, but I couldn't get it to download, so we just went ahead with this. It was a little bit simpler. And I'm going to start doing this a little bit more in the future. Hopefully I find some bigger sheds. Aiming for that 65 plus. We almost made it there with Beamer, 62 and 63, excuse me, with Slick 10. 62 and 63 inches. So anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Hopefully we find some more in the next one. Thanks for watching Ridgeview Outdoors.